Hello guys, and welcome to another edition of Marek Connell English. Today I'm going to help you again with a monologue for the Escuela Oficial speaking exams. Today we're going to be talking about breaking the law. So again, this is a monologue. You have 3 to 3.5 minutes to speak about the questions that you have on the sheet when you get them in the exam. I'm going to talk probably about all the points, so I'm going to probably go over 3.5 minutes, but again, this is just to give you an idea of what a native speaker would say about all these topics. Okay, so question number 1. Is honesty the best policy? Wow, that's a difficult question. I think we can see, especially in Spain, that politicians do not necessarily practice what they preach. They tell us to, we have a lot of corruption happening in the Spanish government, and it's always very funny for students to tell me the latest crazy things that politicians have done, how they have stolen money or done some kind of dodgy business. I think everybody is dishonest in one way or another, and I think it's difficult. There's a thing called the prisoner's dilemma. If you don't know about that, have a look on Google. And the idea is that nobody wants to be honest in society, because how do you know that other people are going to be honest? Why should you be honest when everybody else is cheating and doing little dishonest things in society and big things as well? Question number 2. Prisons have been turned into a kind of hotel with all kinds of facilities. People who are wealthy and in important positions, when they are finally caught for dishonest behavior, I think when they go to prison, it's a problem. We're talking about 5-star prisons. That's where those kinds of people normally go. But it depends on what kind of crime you have committed, and it depends on who you are. I definitely don't think that people who are wealthy should be treated in any different way, but money talks in many ways, and I think if you have the money to be able to afford a 5-star prison, then obviously you're going to try and go there instead of a normal prison. I think it's quite difficult, because things like gyms, libraries, education, those kinds of things, should they be available in prisons or not? It's difficult to say, because at the same time, people who are in prison are often in prison because they weren't able to create a good life for themselves outside, and so they turned to crime as another option. And maybe, if you're overweight, if you have weight problems, or if you're not eating well, having the opportunity to get better, to maybe work out at the gym in your prison, or to eat better food, that can put you in a better state of mind and make you a better citizen when you come out of prison. I don't know, it's difficult. I think the jury is out on that topic. Question number 3. CCTV. Is it an invasion of privacy or a tool to ensure our safety? CCTV is there for our protection in many ways, but at the same time, in places like London, you start to feel like there is a big brother society around you and they're watching your every move. But at the same time, if you don't have anything to hide, then you shouldn't really have anything to worry about. Question number 4, crime and technology. Phishing, identity theft, and hacking. We live in a technological age at the moment, and with that technology, we've also seen a huge rise in crime associated with technology. People can hack into your email account, they can get lots of information about you. People can steal money from your bank account by just pressing a few buttons on their keyboards via the internet. We've seen with websites like WikiLeaks how hackers can discover a lot of sensitive information and inform the public about it. I don't necessarily disagree with what WikiLeaks has done, but at the same time, there's a lot of problems associated with that as well. Question number 5, corruption. Some authorities believe they're above the law. Again, I think we can see in the society that we live in at the moment that this is probably true. A lot of people think they can get away with murder nowadays. Some of the things that, again, politicians are doing in society really does make you think that they think that they are untouchable, that nobody can arrest them and they can do whatever they want. I think we as a society need to try and unite and let those kinds of people know that they can't do whatever they want, and really that they should take their jobs a lot more seriously, and they should be servants of the people rather than dictators. Question number 6. Has the credit crunch meant a rise in crime rates? Now, crunch means to bite on something. It's the kind of sound that you make when you eat something crunchy, crujiente. So the credit crunch, la apreta de crédito. Has the credit crunch meant a rise in crime rates? I would say that crime hasn't really changed in my opinion from what I have seen, but we could probably assume that there is more petty crime. People are out of work, more people are out of work, so people have less money. So the point at which somebody will say, look, I have no choice, I have to maybe steal something or rob somebody, to get money or to get food, that point is a little bit lower nowadays. So maybe it's true, maybe more people are turning to crime as a way to survive. Question number 7. Are juries the key to fair trials? I think a lot of juries in the past have been bribed. You never know what's happening behind closed doors, so it's difficult. I mean, in Britain, you are sometimes called for jury service, and you're a normal person living a normal life, and you have no connection to the trial, and you can suddenly be called and asked to attend a trial. So in that sense, it's good because you're an independent person and you should have independent views, but I think it's always important to balance a jury's opinion with the evidence. Or actually, you don't really do that. well, I think we need to rely a lot more on physical evidence nowadays to give the jury more information and help them to make a decision. Question number 8, domestic violence. Is the law tough enough? Now, domestic violence is something that is hidden. Often it's happening behind closed doors, and sometimes we find out about it too late, and a person's life is lost. I think we need to make it easier for people to report domestic violence, but at the same time it's difficult to do that without maybe invading people's privacy. Maybe people need to realize and to know when it's best to go separate ways, but at the same time I think we need to think a lot about how we can resolve these kinds of situations. Often it's the situation between a man and a woman, and generally it's the man who's being violent towards the woman. I think the woman needs to have support from her friends, support from her family, and sometimes maybe the family or friends should intervene and say, look, you need to get out of this relationship and come and live with us and we'll protect you. But if you're in a relationship with some kind of mafia boss, that can be a difficult relationship to get out of. Question number 9. What do you think are suitable alternatives to imprisonment? Okay, I have a few opinions about this. I think that we live in a society where our society is based on progress. We're trying to make the world a better place, and I think that people who have committed crimes and go to prison, I think we should use those people in a sense to work towards making a better city, a better country, a better world. And I think those people should work. They should work for the benefit of society. They should, clean the streets in some kind of way where they're supervised, or they should, fix buildings which are damaged. And we could, for example, in Valencia, there's an area which is quite run down. It's called Cabanyal. It's just around the corner from here. Maybe people who go to prison could work on reconstructing that area, making it a beautiful area for children to play in and things like that. I don't know, it's a crazy idea, but hey, I've got to say something, so that's it. Okay, so that's the end of the exam. I've gone through all 9 questions. It's quite a long one, but again, you can choose 1 or 2 or 3 and focus specifically on those. But again, I've focused on all of them, so you have an idea of things to say in this kind of situation. This is quite a difficult topic. I think it's good to do some research about it and try and get the vocabulary and the concepts so that you feel more comfortable if you have to talk about this topic. And again, if you don't have to talk about this specifically, you can always add your knowledge of this topic into another topic. Everything's related. Okay, so if you have any comments, put them down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And until then, good luck with your exams.